Morning, it's Elaine with Elaine's Custom Cards. This is the card we'll be making today. I use this card on the international blog highlights that Kylie Bertucci does. And it's on my blog, so I thought I'd do a YouTube video for you today. So let's get started. Okay, so I've made this style of card before, and only this time I'm using a different stamp set and some other embellishments. I'm going to be using the gorgeous Poises, and it's one of the stamp sets that is in the annual catalog, I believe. It could be, let me see. Find it for you here, right here. Here's the stamp set down here, and you can buy the kit and then the stamp set, or you can buy just the kit or just the stamp set. I did a video on these cards, and they turned out really well, really nice. And these sentiments were I used on this card, and then it came with a box to put the cards in. So anyway, that's the stamp set we're using today. And then for the inside of this card, I used, well actually for this thank you and your kindness is so appreciated. I don't remember which stamp set I used, but I'll put it in the on my blog so you know what I used for the thank you. But anyway, on this card we're going to use the Get Well Soon, and then I've got the So Sentimental stamp set. We're going to use Sending Healing Hugs. So let's get started. We're going to start with a base of, this is Blackberry Bliss 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. That's going to be our base, and then we'll have another piece of Blackberry Bliss that's 3 by 4 1/4. And this is 2 pieces of Whisper White. 1 piece, and all these measurements will be on my blog, so if you don't catch it, don't worry about it. This is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. This piece of Whisper White is 4 by 2 3/4. And then I have a piece for the inside that I've already stamped the sentiment on, and I used Blackberry Bliss. And this is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And then you'll need a small piece for your sentiment. And I used the Stitched Shapes framelits, and I used the smallest one of this set. And for this, I used the second to the smallest of the Layering Circles framelits. So let's get started. Put a piece of scratch paper under here. I still have some of this snail, and I put a little bit of snail on the back of this to hold it in place. And then I kind of put my finger on it a few times so it would be less sticky, so I could take it off easily. So let's get started. And my flowers, I used Flirty Flamingo and the large flower from the stamp set. So it's a random stamping. We'll start with stamping here on the, it's like this. Now you're going to see probably some white space here, but this is big enough it'll cover that. Put a flower up here. Kind of rotate your stamp so the flower's not all going the same direction. Just like so. And we'll put one kind of off over here. Let's do one like this. One over here. Let's see, I'm going to turn that this way. And I want one here, just a bit. And then something on this corner, just like so. Okay, so that should be enough of that. Close this so I don't get ink all over me. Now, I'm going to put some Poises for the leaves. And on this one I'm going to stamp off, because I don't want it super dark. So I'm going to stamp off and then put a leaf here. Excuse me. Oops, I only want to stamp off once. And let's put one right here in this area. Oops, I think I didn't stamp off on that one. That's okay. That's going to kind of be covered up anyway. And we'll put one right here. There. I think we need one right there. There was a reason why I wanted to stamp off, but let's put just a little bit. Put one right here, just a bit of leaf. Okay. The reason I wanted to stamp off is because I was going to use these veins on there. And full strength to the vein. I'll probably cover this one up with my sentiment because you can't see the vein very well. So just going to add veins to your leaves. Okay. Then I used crushed curry for the yellow flowers that you can see here. Probably be pretty dark, so I just re-inked this. So we're just going to put a few of these in there. Just kind of randomly put them in there. So, and it's okay if they touch the other flowers. That's probably enough. Let's put one right there. There. Okay. And the other thing you could do is you can take this little thing and put just some texture on there. It's not necessary. I just thought it looked interesting. And we're going to stamp the inside of the card. I'll show you how I'm going to do that. Okay, we're going to set this aside for a second. Put it over there. Take our inside piece. And you can do this to the envelope as well. You take your inside. Take a large flower and stamp it in the corner, just like so. Oh, there's something else I didn't do. We'll get that here in a second. I'll close this. I have a habit of putting the wrong ink, or wrong stamp, in the wrong ink pad and then messing up my ink pad. Put a couple of these. Now you put these wherever you want, wherever looks best to you. Let's just put one on there for the moment. There's my green. Oh. My green. Take this, stamp off. And let's see, I'm just going to put that right there like that. Stamp off. Put one down here. Put another yellow right here. Okay. Take your little center thing, which, like I said, this isn't necessary. I just thought it was interesting. And we're going to take the veins, stamp the center of our leaves, like so. Okay. And we got one more thing to stamp on here, and I used Melon Mambo and these dots that are in the stamp set. So I just took the Melon Mambo and stamped that in the center of my flower there. And then I did it to these. Give some interest to your flowers. It's just a random, it doesn't really matter. I'll put just a dab right there. Okay. And then, of course, I stamped the sentiments with Blackberry Bliss. Okay. So, that part's done. Now we can put our card together. So I took this, pulled this off. Like I said, it had just a little bit of stuff on the back, and then I touched it with my hand and against my shirt so it would be less sticky, so it would come off easily without tearing my card. So I'm just going to glue this to the front of the card. Make sure when you glue it down, you're gluing it the way you want it to go, so that your thing matches up. Okay, so there's that. Let's get this out of the way. So you're going to put this on here. Now you can use your snail or whatever you have. I like liquid glue, so I can move things around if they're not centered properly. Put this on there, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this to the inside of my card once I've got my glue out. And you can use this same technique on your envelope so that your envelope matches your card. So I'm going to put this in here. Like so. The inside's done. Okay, now let's finish the outside. One more thing to put glue on. And this little piece of cardstock right here is Old Olive. And the reason I chose Old Olive instead of the Pear Pizzazz is because my ribbon that I'm using on here is Old Olive. And the ribbon is part of a set of ribbon that's in the annual catalog, and I'll put all that information on my blog so that you know where I got the ribbon. Anyway, okay, so I've got my ribbon ready. Put a glue dot on the back, and you have to put the ribbon on before you put this on the front of the card. So we're going to cover up that really dark leaf somewhat. Didn't want it that dark, but it is just fine. So there's that. And I'm going to trim this ribbon up a little bit because the tail's a little longer than I like. Trim that one, trim this one just a little. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to take this, and I'll tell you where I got this. I'll put it in this is in the annual catalog. I'm going to put a small glue dot on the back of it, right here. Okay. And then I want this to be tucked underneath my sentiment, like so. So I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my circle. My sentiment. And I'm going to use 3. You can use 2 if you want. I'm just using 3. And so we're going to put this, and we're going to cover up those dark green leaves. Just like so. So you're not even going to see them. If you want to trim your ribbon a little bit more so it doesn't cover up your word, you can do that. That looks good. So I'm going to make them the same. Okay. Now we're going to take dimensionals and put on the back of this. I'm going to use my edges for this. And I am a believer in making sure there's enough so that the card doesn't sag when it goes through the mail. So I'm going to take that. Now we're going to put this on the front. You can start ordering the curvy dies set today if you're not if you're a customer. Okay, so we're going to center this on here, like so. And the last thing we're going to do is put some rhinestones on here. Just kind of random, wherever you want. Use different sizes. Put one right there. And then I'm going to put one more. I put this one down here, but I think I want one right there because it's kind of an empty spot right there. And that's your card. Like I said, I'll have on my blog all the sizes and dimensions and products that I used so that you'll know what to purchase. You can find my website, elainescustomcards.net. Email me if you have any questions at elainescustomcards@gmail.com. Click the little down arrow and that'll take you to my blog or to my online store. I'd love to have you as a customer. or if you would rather sign up as a demonstrator and join my team, it would be wonderful. I am, my upline is Brandy Cox, and she's wonderful. So you have a blessed day and have fun stamping.